Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl LarJ from LarJ Crochets. I'm really excited to make this video for you. So today I'm actually going to be talking about the Fair Isle stitch that I do in this hat. This is a fold over child size hat that I'm making for a customer. It has been very difficult. It's been a long time that I've been working on this one, and I posted it on Instagram and you guys said that you wanted the pattern. Well, desafortunadamente, unfortunately, I do not feel like writing on this joint because it's going to be very difficult. I store all my patterns in my notes folder on my phone, and I decided to just verbalize and show you how it's done instead of writing it down because I feel like that would be more easy to understand. So first things first, what you're going to need are a few things. You're going to need some Caron X Pantone yarn. You're going to need 2 hanks. Well, actually, I think you just need 1 because since it's fold over, I needed to get an extra one because of all of the yarn needed to make the brim. But if you're not doing the fold over version, which I do recommend, then you can just work with one of these if you're doing a toddler sized hat. Toddler, remember that. Because the child size hat will require a lot more yarn and you're gonna run out of yarn. So for today's example, I'm just gonna be making the tiniest hat ever. Alright, I'm going to start off with this colorway. What is it called? I'm not even sure. The hook that I use is the 5.75mm hat for the brim, which some people are confused by because they don't know where to get a 5.75mm hook. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I honestly can't remember where I got the hook from, but if you go online or if you buy it in like one of those packs of hooks, then you'll probably get a 5.75. I crochet very tightly, so you probably could get away with using the 6mm hook or just use a 5.5mm hook but crochet loosely, okay? Alright, so as soon as I get this knot done, then we're gonna get started. Alright, so I'm gonna be giving away a little bit of a secret. It might not be a secret to some of you, but for those of you who purchase my Sheldon Ombre Slouch, then you know that that asks for 70 rows of single crochet. So the average adult female's head is 22 inches. So that means that 20 inches needed 70 rows. So how many rows does a 20-inch head need, you ask? So the way that you do the math is 70 is to 22 as X is to 20. So you do 70 times 20 divided by 22. So we're gonna be doing 66 rows of 7 single crochet stitches. I hope that makes sense. But for today's example, I am not going to be doing 66 rows. I'm only going to be doing a few, all right? I crochet like this. I don't know how you guys crochet, but this is how I do it. I learned to crochet when I was 5 years old, and I was a rebel and decided that I didn't want to do it the proper way. So I just did it the way that made me feel comfortable, and this was it. One thing that I should mention is that if you are going to be doing the extended version so that you're making the brim foldable, make sure that all of your ends are on the same side. So I always try to make sure that every time that I'm changing to the next skein of yarn, it's all on this side, because this is the side that I'm going to be working on. I do not want my customer to see any loose ends just like hanging at the bottom of their hat. So I always just like crochet over the loose ends that are created when you try to join a new hank. Because we all know that Caron X Pantone, they don't make the skeins long enough, girl. And it makes me so upset because why couldn't it just be bigger? If it were bigger, then I wouldn't need to have so many loose ends. But it is what it is. So in order to get rid of that problem, just make sure that you leave your ends all on the same side and then crochet over it when you're gonna start on the body of your hat. I should also add that you're supposed to be doing the single crochets in the back loop only. I always seem to forget that part. Back loop only. And also, you should be working in multiples of 2, because since we're doing the Fair Isle stitch in every other stitch, that means that we need to have an even number of stitches, okay? So for demonstration purposes, I only did 10 rows of single crochet because your girl is lazy. And then I'm just going to join the 2 ends together. And this is where I changed the camera angle so you can see what your girl is doing. Alright, so I just did 10 rows of single crochet in the back loop only. Now I'm going to be joining the ends together. I'm going to insert my hook here. And then I'm going to get the other end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I only did 5 single crochet. So if you did 7, count 7. And then we're going to pull this through here. If it works, you're just gonna be slip stitching in all of the stitches to the end. All right, now that we've reached the top, we are just going to do 12 single crochet on the top because I like to add 2. I did 20 rows, I'm gonna be doing 22 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm just gonna add 1 here just because I feel like it. 5, 6, all the way around to 22. So remember that you're supposed to be doing 66, okay? You're supposed to be doing 66 single crochet all around because you did 64 rows of 7 single crochet. And then 22, okay? So at this point, I am going to start the Fair Isle stitch. So that means that I will need my next color. I know a lot of people like to reball. Is that what you call it? Where they take the yarn and then they redo it. I don't have the time or the patience for that, so I just work with it straight off the skein, okay? All right, so now that we've reached the end of the row, we're actually going to be changing the boss. So right now the boss is this gray color, color A. We don't want color A to be the boss anymore because we're actually going to be changing into color B soon. So to make color B the boss, we're going to insert the hook into the first stitch, but we're going to be pulling up color B, right? That's how I change colors. I know that everybody does it differently, and I just do it this way. So you're gonna be pulling this part tight just to make sure that we're good. And then you're going to just do a single slip stitch with this, make that tight. And now color B is in charge. So we're gonna be working a single crochet with color B, all right? And we're gonna be doing the Fair Isle stitch with color A. So we take it up, turn it, and go like so. Make sure that you're crocheting very loosely because we will be doing what I just recently discovered is the waistcoat stitch. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought I was just doing single crochet into the V, but it has a name. So your stitches have to be very loose, and that is why I work with the 6.5mm hook, just to make things easier. Let me slow this down for you so you can see. We're doing a single crochet, and then we are doing the Fair Isle stitch. So I just go like this, pull it through, and then I turn it around, twist it, insert it back into color A, yarn over color B, pull through, make it tight. I hope that made sense. I can't really slow it down or show you any other way because it's just me here recording. I should have done this when my husband was home so that he could handle the camera. Once you get used to doing the Fair Isle stitch, it's not that difficult. I just like to turn the V's just to make sure that when my customer is wearing the hat, the V's don't separate. I like to make sure that the V is always a V, and that's why I twist the stitch. I hope that makes sense. So you're just gonna be doing that every other stitch, and that's why I said that this pattern is very annoying because it's every other stitch. So it does take some time. All right, so we just reached the last one. Okay, the last one, and now we're actually going to be getting rid of color A. We are not going to be using you anymore because color B is in charge. So now we're just going to join with a slip stitch. We're going to make sure that we're in the V, It's not easy, but we're going to try. Then we're going to, yeah, see, that's what I did this one too tight, and that's why it's so hard. Yeah, there we go. All right, so slip stitch, chain 1, and this is the row where we're going to be SCing around. Single crochet. Ooh, that's not cute. We're going to be doing the single crochet all around loosely. And make sure you're going in the V. I'll show you what in the V means. So usually when we crochet, we either go in the back loop here or the front loop here, or you work under both. For this stitch, you got to make sure that you get into this V here. That's why your stitch can't be too tight. And when you do that, it is so beautiful and it ends up looking like it was knitted. So we got to make sure that we can get into those V's, okay? Get into that V, girl. Someone did not do this loosely, and that's why it's so hard. So if you did this loosely, then you should not have that much trouble. Apparently, I didn't do it loosely at all, and that's why I'm having trouble. You could even go up a size in hooks if you need to, like a size 7. If you have a size 7 hook at home, you could use that as well, just to make your life a little bit easier. But just make sure that those stitches are loose, girl. I'm telling you. All right, so now that we've reached the end of the row, we're just gonna be doing the slip stitch into the first single crochet. Make sure that it's in the V. All right, I don't think that was in the V. Let's try again. Honestly, sometimes I don't even care about this slip stitch. I'm just like, whatever, I just wanna do it. During this whole thing, you saw that color B was in charge, all right? So color B is still in charge, still reigns, still ruling, and we're actually going to be introducing a new color. So let's get that. So this is gonna be the new color. Okay, so I usually cut my yarn at this point, but since this is just a demonstration, I won't be cutting it. Color B is in charge, and we are going to do a single crochet stitch. This one, like I said before, is not in the V because I got lazy, but don't you do that. don't do what I'm doing at that point. Okay, so we're just gonna be joining color C now. Color C, come on, it's time to play. Let's get in there. All right, so we're gonna be joining color C like so, and then we are going to do this like this, pull it down, make it a little tight, and then we're gonna keep going around and around. All right, so at this point, you guys should be understanding what's going on here. I'm not gonna be doing the full, it's just basically waistcoat and Fair Isle and all of these new stitches that I never heard of 20 years ago. But in the end, you're gonna have a beautiful hat. I'll tell you that the most annoying part is working in the V and trying to get your Caron X Pantone yarn to stop tangling up while you're filming a video. This is how I deal with the tangling, in case you're wondering. I just do that and pray for the best. Okay, so let's pretend that you just did 4 rows of this, because that's what you need to do. You need to do 4 rows just like this, alternating colors. When you reach the end of the row, then this one is obviously supposed to be C, B, C, B, and then B, C, B, C, like that. But let's say that it's time for color C to be in charge, because you're about to be changing colors. So this is going to be the last Fair Isle row before you do the single crochet row. So you're just going to insert this in the V, and then you're going to pull up color C like so. You're going to tighten this, and you're just going to do slip stitch like that, and then you're going to do a single crochet here, and then you're going to be going to get color B. All right, because now color C is in charge, so color B needs to do the Fair Isling. Okay, you're just going to be going around just like that. Remember to keep it loose so that it's easy for you. I hope that this all is making sense. If it's not making any sense at all, then please make sure that you go to my blog. You will find a written explanation which will go hand in hand with this video. So you can't just read the written explanation and know exactly what's going on. You'll need to read the explanation and watch the video so that you can see the demonstration as well. It's free, 100%. I don't feel comfortable selling this pattern right now just because it's not like professionally written or anything. So again, head on over to larjhandmade.com for the written explanation of what it is that I'm doing. Alright, so far you can see that it has gotten a little bit easier to go into the V's because of how loosely I have been crocheting. Like I said earlier, you could probably get away with using a 7mm hook for this just so that you can just not tempt yourself to go tightly. Did that sentence even make any sense? I don't know. So the whole point of making color C in charge, you'll see why. It just makes the transition to the single crochet of color C look smoother. I can't really explain it besides that, but color C has to be in charge at this point before color C gets a whole row of single crochet. Okay? Okay. Alright, so we've reached the end of the row. So we're going to slip stitch into this row, single chain one, and then we're just going to be doing loose single crochets in all the V's all around. And that's it for this portion of the video because you're just going to be repeating everything over and over again. It's that simple. Yeah, I'm still going. Why are you still watching? No, I'm kidding. I do have more to say, so make sure you stick around. I don't know, this is just soothing for me. I usually stop at this point, but I can't. It's like when you do it nice and loosely, it's just so much easier. Oh, I love it. I spoke too soon. All right, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. No, do the V, LarJ. Don't get lazy like you did in the last row. Don't do it, girl. Alright guys, so I know that was a lot to watch. I know, trust me, it was really difficult to make, but okay, so now you're gonna be wondering how many rows am I supposed to do, LarJ? So in this, I kind of just worked until I didn't have any more yarn left. That's kind of what I did for this one. So you're supposed to have a total of 5 Fair Isle rows in total, like per color. So as you can see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is where I changed it to make the pink in charge. So it's 4 regular rows and then 1 where the color changes. And so that's 5 in total. Then you do a single crochet. And then you do another 4 rows of that color in charge. And then you change the... It's very wordy, but I hope that makes sense. So you're going to be doing all of that until you run out of yarn. And then you start the decrease. So when you reach the top of your hat and you're trying to just fasten it off because you've run out of yarn, it's over, it doesn't finish, then you're just going to be doing single crochet 2 together. And we all know what single crochet 2 together is, right? You just make 2 SCs together and that's your decrease. That's it. So you're just going to be going around just like this. It's just, and I'm not moving the camera back to show, I'm sorry girl, but you're just gonna have to pay real close attention, all right? So basically it's insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up yarn. Insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up yarn. Then you have three loops on your hook right now. You're going to be yarning over and then you're gonna pull through all 3 loops. So when you're done with your decrease, all you have to do is just, I'm pretty sure you guys know how to close up hats, right? But just in case you don't, it's simple. You just cut the yarn. This is just a demonstration shot, so I won't be doing that. but you're just going to be cutting the yarn and then you're going to loop it through. So you're going to just be pulling it through, all the way around, and then you just pull tight and that should close the whole hat, okay? Sorry, my camera died. Even my camera has had enough. It's like, girl, if you don't stop talking. Alright, so I hope that you caught that and I hope that that made sense. Again, if it did not make sense, you can just go to my blog and you'll see some written instructions on how to make this hat, okay? It's kind of like a recipe because it's not a full pattern and that's why I'm not selling it. It's free. It's just a recipe on what I did. Alright, and this is what your finished hat should look like. Isn't it so cute? Isn't she lovely? I love her. She's really cute. She's a lot of work, but she's so cute. I don't remember where I got the pom-pom from. It's either I got it from Kitchen Clutter or I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah, so it's very easy to make. You just have to have the patience for it. But yeah, I think that it's worth it. And if you have any questions at all, you can definitely email me at info@larjhandmade.com. Ooh, this is the infant sized hat. I think it's like a size 6 months hat. And I only use one hank of Caron X Pantone to make this. Just one. So yeah, you're definitely gonna need more than one to make a child size hat. I really hope that I didn't leave anything out, but like I said a million times before, if I did, you can find on the blog. Make sure that you check out the link in the description. And I will hopefully talk to you guys another time when I'm not so stressed out. Bye.